Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting into two pretty incredible lab-grade techniques that are really shaking up cannabis cultivation. We're going to explore this stuff based on insights from the innovators who are bringing these methods out of the lab and into the grow room.
Right. This is the big question, isn't it? For anyone who grows anything, we're going to see how the industry is tackling this by looking at two totally different but, equally brilliant ideas. And our guides for this are two pioneering companies. Microamp from Italy, who are masters of tissue culture, and Amplify from the Czech Republic, who are all about stem feeding.
Okay, so let's jump into our first innovation, tissue culture. Honestly, the easiest way to think about this is like a genetic reset button for a plant. It's a way to get back to a perfectly clean, original version of a strain.
Now, this isn't some brand new sci-fi thing. In fact, you've probably seen the results of it without even knowing. Orchids used to be crazy rare and expensive, and now you can pick one up at the grocery store? Yep, that's tissue culture. It allows you to make thousands of flawless, identical copies of one plant.
So why do this? Well, it delivers three huge wins. First, you create what they call a Generation Zero clone. That's the absolute purest genetic copy you can get. Second, it's like a deep clean for the plant, wiping out any hidden diseases like viruses. And third, it can bring an old legendary strain back to life, restoring it to its former glory. But here's the thing, this process takes some serious patience. As Alessandro from Microamp explained to us, this isn't a quick copy and paste job. We're talking about a super careful 9-month journey. It starts with a piece of tissue so small you can barely even see it, and it slowly develops into a perfectly clean new plant in a sterile lab.
And what you get at the end of that 9 months is pretty special. It's not just a clone that's free of disease, it's actually a more robust plant. It grows more like something from a seed, with a better structure. This makes it the absolute perfect starting point for new mother plants.
And if that wasn't cool enough, they've taken it another step. They figured out how to solve the headache of shipping and storing these perfect little plants. They call them synthetic seeds. Basically, they put a living clone inside a special gel so you can handle it and ship it just like a normal seed. For preserving genetics, this is a total game changer.
All right, so you've hit that genetic reset button. You have the perfect plant, the perfect blueprint, so how do you get the most out of it? That brings us to our second technique, which is all about performance. Let's talk about stem feeding.
The idea here is actually pretty simple to get your head around. Just picture an IV drip, like you'd see in a hospital. Now imagine hooking that up to your plant. It's a direct fuel line, pumping pure energy straight into the plant's system.
Okay, I know what you're probably thinking right now. Hold on, plants make their own sugar, right? Photosynthesis? And yeah, you are 100% correct. But here's the question. What if the plant didn't have to spend all that energy making its own food? What could it do with all that power it saved?
And that's the whole idea behind stem feeding. By giving the plant this energy shortcut, it doesn't have to work so hard just to survive. Instead, it can take all that freed up energy and redirect it into the things growers actually want, making more cannabinoids and building bigger, denser flowers.
It sounds amazing in theory, but does it actually work? Well, this is where it gets really exciting. Let's look at the hard numbers from a study that was done with the University of Life Sciences in Prague. The results are, they're pretty staggering. Plants that got the stem feeding treatment produced 34% more total cannabinoids than the ones that didn't. I mean, come on, that is a massive jump in potency. And it didn't stop there. It wasn't just about potency. The actual physical harvest, the dry weight of the flowers, went up by as much as 30%. So you're getting more potent flowers, and you're getting more of them from the exact same plant.
This chart really just says it all, doesn't it? You can see the standard yield and then this huge leap you get with stem feeding. It just goes to show how much more potential is hiding inside a plant, just waiting for the right key to unlock it.
And as Luca from Amplify points out, their system is the very first to take this university research and turn it into a real product. They've managed to make this powerful scientific concept into a practical tool that any serious grower can actually use.
So let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? We've looked at two very different, very cool innovations. What does it all mean for growers? Let's put them side by side.
You can see they solve different problems, but they work together perfectly. Tissue culture is all about the foundation. It's about getting that perfect genetic blueprint to start with. Then stem feeding is about performance. It's about taking that perfect blueprint and just supercharging its engine to see how fast it can go.
So,
The main thing to take away is this. You can use tissue culture to guarantee the quality of your plants, and then you can use stem feeding to max out the quantity and the potency of your harvest. But, and this is super important, these are tools that make good growing even better. They don't replace it. And the most exciting part, both of these things are becoming more and more accessible.
And all of this leads to one final, really interesting question. As the industry gets more sophisticated, are these techniques going to stop being innovations and just become the new standard? The baseline for growing any high-value crop? It really feels like that future is closer than ever.